We are now proud to announce the second farm broadcaster to enter the NAFB Hall of Fame for 2013. On the count, 3, 2, 1. Why, it's Johnny Hood from WPTF and the Southern Farm Network in Raleigh, North Carolina. Johnny, and don't even think about calling him John, came into NAFB in the mid-1970s after several years in radio in his home state. He was known for smoking a pipe and a smooth, resonant Southern sound. He was born in 1943 and grew up in the transitional years after World War II. His father worked as a mechanic both in and out of the military, and his mother also was employed to make ends meet for a family that included Johnny and his sister Judy. Hood, as he was known by most of his friends, was first attracted to radio in the 4th grade, but his interest was more connected to engineering. He worked as a remote engineer for WFMC while in high school in Goldsboro, and later worked on air for that station. He built a radio transmitter while in high school and upgraded it so the signal was much more powerful. He took it to Guilford College near Greenville, where his unlicensed broadcasting soon brought him into conflict with the university.
I took the radio station that I built with me to college when I went to Guilford, and it wasn't long before I had it set up. A guy that lived in the room next door had a tape deck, so we had music going just about all the time. I had turntables, or a turntable and a microphone, and there was a guy named Bruno from Chicago. He was on the football team. His dad had a bar, and somehow he had access to Red Fox and Mom's Mabry and Rusty Warren, all the good comedians of the time. And we started playing those for the guys in the dorm. What we didn't realize was not only the guys in the dorm were listening, but the ladies across the campus in the ladies' dorm and the townspeople in Guilford College. I understand a couple of the professors were listening in as well. And the next day I was called to the dean's office, and I was politely told to dismantle the transmitter, dismantle the studio, and that's what we did.
He later received an associate degree in broadcast electronics and passed the test to claim an FCC first-class operator's license. His first full-time job, including engineering and on-air work, was at WNCA in Siler City. Johnny married Linda Monsees in 1962, and they had one daughter, Joanna. He was working at WCOG in Greensboro when the call came to return to his hometown. He became the night mayor of Goldsboro on WGBR and WEQR. In 1972, Hood was hired to host the morning show at 50,000-watt WPTF, the voice of the capital city, in Raleigh, North Carolina. When the farm director was promoted to station manager, Hood applied for and was named Farm Services Director. He hosted a WPTF trip to the Soviet Union in 1977, traveling with Jim Graham, North Carolina Commissioner of Agriculture. In 1985, he reported from Brazil and Argentina while accompanying a trade mission coordinated by the American Soybean Association. He then flew to China, Japan, and Hong Kong to cover U.S. Grains Council activities there. Johnnie served as NAFB president in 1985 and began the conversion of sales and marketing from ink to computer by replacing the blue books with computer-based information directed by a computer guru, Ted Haller. His engineering talent reemerged as broadcasters faced a dilemma in feeding taped reports by telephone. When the phone company went modular, the Hoodaphone was born.
Like this. You can't screw anything off. This was the kind of phone that they had on telephones in offices, and they started putting them on payphones, and there was nothing to hook the voice act to. And I got to thinking, why don't I go into this? And I went to the telephone company and I said, "Can I buy one?" And they said, "Sure." So I bought this one. And I opened it up and I put my electronics in there. I had to grind out an area in there. I had to drill a hole so I could put a switch in, and I put a little jack. See right here? You plug your tape recorder right into that. You push the button to talk into the microphone, and when you pushed play on your tape recorder, you release the button, and what was on your tape recorder went down the line. And it worked, and I took that to the NAFB convention and was using it, and somebody said, "What you got, Hood?" And I showed them, and they said, "Where did you get it?" I said, "I made it. Will you make me one?" So I went back to the telephone company and I got 3 or 4 more, and I made them. I ended up making about 50 of them until the telephone company refused to sell me anymore. They thought I had gone into the telephone business, which I guess I had.
In 1992, Johnnie married Peggy Eston, who attended all NAFB functions with him and became an integral part of the organization and Johnnie's life. He and Peggy retired in 2002 and moved to Land O'Lakes, Florida. Since then, Johnnie has found a love for driving a school bus, writing family history for his grandchildren, and being Santa's helper each December. Some of the children who ride his bus suspect that he really is Santa Claus. Please welcome the newest member of the NAFB Hall of Fame, Johnnie Hood.